Love you too. Welcome, DoorGrow property managers, to the DoorGrow Show. If you are a property management entrepreneur that wants to add doors, make a difference, increase revenue, help others, impact lives, and you are interested in growing in business and life, and you're open to doing things a bit differently, then you are a DoorGrow property manager. DoorGrow property managers love the opportunities, daily variety, unique challenges, and freedom that property management brings. Many in real estate think you're crazy for doing it. You think they're crazy for not, because you realize that property management is the ultimate high trust gateway to real estate deals, relationships, and residual income. At DoorGrow, we are on a mission to transform property management business owners and their businesses. We want to transform the industry, eliminate the BS, build awareness, change perception, expand the market, and help the best property management entrepreneurs win. We're your hosts, property management growth experts, Jason and Sarah Hull. Now let's get into the show. All right. So today we're going to be talking about mindset. Mindset. This is this distinguishing, determining factor between clients having success or business owners having success and business owners that don't. Even if you know all the tactics. And a lot of times people come to us for the tactics and they think, oh man, if I could just learn the right things to do, I'll suddenly have success. But in the end, when I ask clients what really made the difference, what did you really get from us, from DoorGrow? The usual answer historically has been, you've shifted how I think about things. You've shifted my mindset. And mindset is probably what's holding you back more than just tactics. Now, this is what we're going to talk about. Before we get into this, I want to share a sponsor that we have for this episode, Vendaroo. Really cool tech company. If you are tired of the constant stress and hassle of maintenance coordination, meet Vendaroo, your AI-driven in-house maintenance expert that handles work orders from start to finish, triaging, troubleshooting, vendor selection, and coordination. Built by property managers for property managers to provide cost-effective and accountable maintenance operations where every dollar is accounted for and every task is handled with unmatched reliability. Vendaroo takes care of the details so you can focus on growth. Schedule a demo today by going to vendaroo.ai. So that's VENDOR, like vendor, and then OO, vendaroo.ai/DoorGrow, and experience maintenance done right. All right. So let's, and we've got clients already getting great results with them. I think this is like the next awesome big thing. So go check them out. Okay. So let's talk about mindset. And let's show some contrasts, right? Sometimes we get some clients and they don't have good mindset. What do you notice with those clients?
They always get stuck. They overthink everything. Everything just seems hard or harder than it has to be. A lot of times these are the clients that are like, it isn't possible. It's like, yeah, Sarah, I know that's how you ran your business, but like, I just can't do it that way. It's not possible in my market. So there's then a lot of, I feel like it's justification. Well, why isn't this possible for me? Like if Sarah can run her business that way, if like Jeff Garner can run his business that way, like if other people can run businesses the way that I would like to, but it just doesn't seem to be happening for me, there must be a reason. Right? So then there's a lot of justification. That's what I see.
Yeah. So they'll be like, this won't work for me, or this won't work in my market.
Yeah.
There's
my clients would never.
My clients would never go for that.
Yeah, they would never deal with that. Well, they would.
There's kind of this attitude of superiority that they just know more than everybody else. There's no way, even though it's worked for countless others in a variety of different markets, there's no way it would work for me because I am so special and my market is so special. Let me tell you, you're not that special. Like nobody's that special that things are not going to work for you that have been proven and time tested to work. That's the case. And so if you really want to grow your business, you have to get off of this high horse of you being special. well, I'm so special. My situation is so special. I'm so unique. And as long as people hold on to this myth of that they're so special, that means nothing else applies to them. Nothing else can work for them. And so they stay stuck in their dysfunction. And bottom line, the thing I think that's really important for people to look at when evaluating their current situation and their whether their mindset might be off or not is just look at reality. Look at your results. Results do not lie. If you have not grown significantly over the last year, your results are shit. Your results suck. Bottom line. You might be
Did we
sitting there.
trade places today? Are you the bad guy today?
Maybe.
Ah, that means I
Why
have
are
to play
you the
good
bad
cop.
guy?
That means I have to
I'm
play
the good
cop.
guy?
I can't play good cop.
We can both be bad cop
I don't
today.
know how to play bad or good cop. I can only do
We're
bad
both
cop.
bad cops against bad mindset. I mean,
Okay.
here's the thing. Like, whatever you believe is going to be true. That's what I think. So if you believe it's tough, you're right. If you believe that you're special and everything, nothing applies to you and nothing will work in your market, you're going to be right. But if I get the right client that has an open mind in your market, I can help them crush you. I can help them like totally destroy you, like your business. They could acquire you. They could eat your business for lunch because they're willing to believe something different. And so take a look at your beliefs because your beliefs create your results. And if you don't like your results, your beliefs are garbage. Bottom line. And this is the tough love dad in me coming out. Like if you don't like your current results in life, you don't like the clients you're dealing with, you don't like the tenants you're dealing with, you don't like your business, you probably have a crappy belief system, which means you are not setting healthy boundaries. You're tolerating too much abuse. You're not like maybe you've got some past trauma that led to this. I don't know, but you need to change your thinking and you need to change your story because your story creates your results and you cannot change your results dramatically and keep your old shitty story and your old excuses. You can either have excuses or you can have wins and results. You can't have both. You've got to change the story. And so mindset is really healthy mindset is a process where people are continually evaluating their own beliefs and their own story to just decide and ask the question, is this serving me? Is this getting me what I want? If not, then I can choose to change it. I can choose to believe differently about that situation that happened to me in the past. I can choose to believe differently about my market. I can choose to believe differently and find evidence to the contrary or find evidence that might or figure out what works. And if you're trying to do it all on your own, it's kind of like trying to look at the back of your own head. This is the challenge is if you don't have good mindset, you need to go be around somebody that can install a healthier belief system into your brain. This is what we do at DoorGrow. In every training that we have, I'm not so secretly injecting new mindset into your brain. Because in order for you to take action on the things I need you to take action on, I've got to get you to understand it and believe something different or you won't do it. And I think this is one of my areas of genius. I think historically is I've been pretty good at persuading people to actually believe in themselves. I've been pretty good at persuading people to actually think a little bit differently about a subject so that I can get them to do crazy stuff, like completely overhaul their pricing with their existing clients. They're like, no, it'll hurt them. They'll be upset. They'll all cancel, whatever. And then they're making more money, right? Or getting them to change their business name. No, this is my baby. You called it ugly and said it needs plastic surgery. No, right? So their branding or whatever it is, we get them to think differently, which like gets them to take different actions. And you are the person creating your current results with your actions because of your current mindset. All right, that's my soapbox rant. This is a good place for me to share our next sponsor. And then we'll get into how to install healthy mindset.
And yell at you some more.
Do it. Get good mindset. What's wrong with you people? All right, cool. And we're going to talk about some healthy mindset things. and maybe challenge some of the beliefs you have. We'll do that. And this won't take too long. All right. So our next sponsor for this episode is True Submeter. This is some cool technology. So attention, multifamily property owners and managers. Discover True Submeter, the #1 water submetering company in the US. Say goodbye to water use abuse by your tenants and hello to billing for exact water consumption. With no unit minimum, enjoy smart, cost-effective solutions designed to optimize your property's operations and save you money. Plus, get an exclusive 10% discount with the code DOORGROW10, DOORGROW10. Use that code. Visit truesubmeter.com today for intelligent utility solutions and substantial savings. That's truesubmeter.com. So this is a cool tech, actually.
That's so cool.
Small plexes.
Man, I would have loved that on my multifamily because that was so irritating. You have to try to increase the rent to offset the water cost, but how much is the water cost going to be? And then sometimes you price yourself out with the rent being too high, and you can't track. You just can't. And then every once in a while, you get the tenant like I had, you know who you are, who just ran the sink for fun because she was pissed. Yeah, that was great.
Oh, man.
Oh, I hated her so much.
Gosh, yeah. Man, I wish I had that True Submeter device on her so I could bill her for that.
Yeah, she would just run this. She would turn on the water. She would walk away. It would flood the apartment downstairs, and it would jack up the water bill. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was great market I was in, guys. It was so fun. I missed it every day.
Wow. Okay. You good?
I think so.
All right. Can we move on?
Yeah.
All right. We're going to talk about healthy mindset.
This is a great episode.
You're cute.
Jason's yelling at people. I'm yelling at people. This is a good one.
Okay. Healthy mindset. I'll give you some examples. I actually, because I kept having clients say, like I would say, what was the best part of our program, or things like this, and they would say mindset, and I was like, what? I don't even have anything about mindset. I didn't think. It's just kind of what I do. It's built in. But I actually then created a training. I'm like, I'm going to create a training that's legitimately mindset stuff. So I have a training called Mindset Secrets. So let me share some mindset ideas. One of the things that I've noticed in negative mindset is one really unhealthy mindset that would shift everything for property management business owners. I see happen, especially between the stage of going from 100 to 200 doors, is this mindset that I need to hire and build the team around the business. And it's so unconscious. It's just so wired. Oh, like the business is getting stressful. I need to get a team member. And we just hire based on what the business needs instead of what we need. And so this is where I see business owners end up in 200 to 400 door range, and they're more miserable than they've ever been. And they stop focusing on growth and getting doors, or they can't because adding more doors makes their life painful, and they are more miserable in their business than they've ever been. I talk to people every week that are in this situation. We've signed, like, how many businesses in the last 2 weeks did we sign up in our mastermind?
7.
Like 7? Yeah, something like this. The majority of them are in our super system tier of our mastermind because they're dealing with this problem. This problem. And they're not happy. They don't have a rock star team. They have sometimes an okay team, or they have a terrible team, or they've really struggled with hiring. And they think they have a good team, but then they think, well, we just need better processes. Let me tell you, if you think your biggest problem is you just need more processes so you can handle growth, you don't have a good team. Your team is not the team that you need. A good team can still perform amazingly without process documentation. They will figure it out, but you cannot out-process. Yeah, I'm getting to you. Yes. I'm getting in the camera. You cannot out-process. I call this the process myth. This is really unhealthy mindset. You cannot out-process bad team members, and you cannot build the right team around the wrong person. So if you are showing up in the business, still wearing hats you don't enjoy wearing, still doing things you don't enjoy doing, you then are building the wrong team by default. If you still wear a bunch of different hats you don't enjoy wearing, and you have an entire team, you have the wrong team. Period. This is bad mindset because you haven't been taking care of yourself. You haven't been building the business around you because you're probably not even clear on you and what you really want. And so that's caused this problem. So that's mindset. Another mindset issue. People come to me and they're like, Jason, I'm like, what do you want? They're like, I want to grow, but maybe only to about 250 units or 300 units. I hear this all the time. It's like they have a cap. What would you say about that? You've heard me talk about it.
Mm. So that's one of the things that I think it really holds people back. And if you're limiting yourself right out of the gate, then you're not, first of all, you're not living up to your full potential, clearly. But in addition to that, you're creating the glass ceiling that we're all like pissed and fighting about, right? It's like, when you get a job and they're like, oh yeah, but this role, it maxes out at this salary. Like you can't make any more. This is like the top. Okay. So no matter how great of a job I do, I can't just make more. Well, no, that's like you would have to get promoted or move laterally to a different role. And that's how you would make more money. Oh, well, you're creating that for yourself now. You're putting a limitation on yourself and your business. And then what happens is it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. And that's where you get stuck. And sometimes you can't even reach that because you know that it's the end. So sometimes you're like, okay, I want to get to like 250 would be like really good. And then you can't even get to 250 because your brain already knows it's done at 250, especially if you're power and achievement. If you're power and achievement and you say, okay, 250, and then I'm going to stop, your brain will literally never let you stop because you have to keep winning if you're power and achievement. And once you hit 250 and then you're done winning, your brain is going to go, nope, not for me, not doing that. Not playing that game.
So what I've noticed is our brains we're really good at kind of creating and predicting the future. I mean, if I ask you right now, imagine what you could be at in a year and what you could be doing. Like you can instantly come up with something. And so the problem is when I ask people what their goals are, instead of just thinking of the ultimate amazing possibility, they think of the pain. There's part of us that always focuses on, well, I want this great outcome, but I also know there's going to be some pain involved. And so they have this false mindset that adding more doors is also going to need pain, which can be true, which is true for people that end up in the second sand trap. And so they're a little bit um, like magical in seeing the future. They can see their future that somewhere between 200 to 400 units, life's not going to be as good for them, and it's going to get hard. And so part of healthy mindset is being exposed to a different possibility. So here's a different possibility for everybody that thinks that would be the max level pain that they could tolerate, would be maybe 250 units, 300 units, or whatever. I want you to ask yourself this question. Do you think it could be possible that if you do it the right way, that the more doors you add, every door you add, the more doors you add, the more money you could have, and the better the team members you could get, and the easier your business could get over time? Could you see a possibility in which 1,000 doors, managing 1,000 door business, could be easier for you as a CEO than managing 100? I think most of us can see that that's possible, but if you don't know how, then that's why you would maybe come to Door Grow. Like we would help you see that future. We would help paint how that's going to map out and how that's going to work so that it can become a reality. But a lot of times we can't see the future. We know our current past, and the past doesn't always equal the future. It does if you don't get some sort of injection of something new. You don't bring something new into your space, some new ideas, some new mindset. And this is why it's very important to be around people that have healthy mindset. I think that's one of the best benefits of our mastermind is that it's full of people that are growers, full of people that are believers. It's full of people that are optimistic, that believe in potential and possibility. They're growth minded. And not everybody out there growth minded. There's a lot of worn down, sad property management business owners out there. And they won't admit it. You might be one of them. They won't admit it. but there's a lot of them and they would love to get out of their business. They just can't see a way out. I've had clients we just signed up that want it out of their business. And as soon as they can paint a picture of how they can stay in the business and that selling it may not be the only way to escape the shittiness that they're experiencing, that they also could just change how they're running their business and do different types of exits. They can exit some of the frontline work. They don't have to sell the whole business, and that the business can be good because mindset wise, they are off, right? And I just show them the possibility. I show them evidence. I show them results from people that have done this. I share testimonials of people that had felt exactly how they did. And
back up.
Back up.
They always tell you back up.
My team wants me to be smaller in the video frame for the reels.
They want
you
to be in the frame.
Yeah.
They don't want you to be the whole frame.
Yeah. So it was an interesting experience yesterday. I signed up a client in the morning that wanted to get rid of her business. She hated it. And the husband wanted to keep it, and she was miserable. And I helped paint a picture of possibility of a different future that we could create. And that was exciting to her. Emotionally, she was it got her, and she was like, yeah, let's do this. Ironically, I had a call later that afternoon with Anna Marie Sunday. If you go back and check out her podcast episode, this was a past client. She eventually sold her business. She did exit the business eventually. But when she first came to me, it was the same story. So I told her the story, and she's like, oh my gosh, I have so much to say about that. But it was the same story. Anna Marie came to me and was like, I hate my business. I want to sell it. I want to get out of it. And after listening to her, I just said, you're just doing it wrong. Let's just change what you're doing. And that, she was letting me know on this call yesterday, just catching me up on her life, how grateful she was and what she's up to now. And it's awesome to see that contrast. And because I've helped so many clients get out of that spot where they hate their business and they're miserable, I know there's no question. I know it's super possible that we can change how they show up in their business, and we can change their mindset, and things can be really good. And that gets me really excited. I'm excited for them because I know what's on the other side. They don't know it. They just have hope. And sometimes that's all people need to shift their mindset, is an injection of hope. So come over to Doorgrow and we'll give you a little bit of hopium. We'll throw some hope in your face and get you to start to believe in some possibility and that'll shift your mindset. So what other mindset things?
I think the only other thing I would add to it is going back to your story and your excuses. Mm-hmm. And everybody, this is what I'm realizing, is everybody kind of is going through their own shit. For most of us, it's not easy, right? We don't just grow up having everything that we want, and life just gives us the perfect scenario all the time, and it's rainbows and butterflies and everything's just perfect all the time. It's just not reality for most people. We grow because of the things that we've been through. And I think that the best thing you can do is realize that, first of all, you're not alone in it. And second, it's what you do with it that really makes a difference. That's what counts. It's not the shitty thing that happened to you. It's what you do with that. Because you can have this horrible, awful thing happen to you. We all do. And then go, okay, that's the reason. That's the reason I don't feel love in my life. That's the reason I can't run a successful business. That's the reason I'll never make money. That's the reason I can't have a great relationship or great friendships. That's why I don't trust people. That's why I can't do this. That's why I can't do that. Yeah, or you can take that and say, you know what? That's the reason I'm going to do it anyway. That's the reason that I am going to be successful. That's the reason that I am going to have trust in people, earned trust, right? It's what you do with it that makes the difference.
What you decide about it. and what you decide about what it means. And you can decide, yeah, that it makes you a victim, or you can decide that it taught you valuable lessons and empowered you, for sure. I love that. That's good mindset, people. Listen to her. I think one of my favorite things I've been thinking about lately is a lot of times people, mindset wise, a lot of times people think the goal is to be happy. And I think that's a really shitty goal. Ironically, I know people are like, what's wrong with that? I think people mistakenly think the goal of life is just to be happy all the time. And so every moment they're not happy, they're not experiencing this one set of emotion, that they think that there's something wrong with life. And I think a healthier mindset is that life should be full. Life should be, you should experience a fullness. You should experience everything. Life is the beautiful part of life. Life is beautiful in its totality if you are willing to experience everything. Could you imagine a life where you never felt loss? You never felt sorrow? There's beauty in all these things. I have a friend whose father just passed, and I was just thinking about that. And she wrote about like what she's realizing, how she hasn't shown up for people that are grieving, didn't know how to. And she's like made a little list of the things that she thought would be beneficial to those, in the future, for people to know about those grieving and like what they would want. And it may be a bit different for everybody, but I think the point of life is to be able to experience everything. And that's where I think things get beautiful. There's some beauty in missing someone. There's some beauty in wanting something that you don't have. There's some like there's beauty in feeling sorrow. There's beauty in feeling loss. And if we're always trying to just manipulate things so that we can only experience one thing, we're going to be way less happy, I believe. And we're going to be way more focused on all the lack and the loss. And we're just unwilling to experience all these different emotions. Who's to say that a happy emotion is better than a sad emotion? They're just different emotions, and maybe we're supposed to be experiencing everything all the time and not trying to control it, just being willing to experience. And when we're willing to fully experience things and we're actually in the present moment, instead of in the future worrying about things, or in the past worrying about stuff that's happened, we're actually in this moment, we're far more likely to experience the good stuff, but we're experiencing everything real time. So that's a mindset thing that I've been kind of chewing on lately, in noticing other people, because I see people so caught up in their own misery that they're not experiencing all happiness all the time. And there's so much beautiful beauty around them that they're missing out on in their relationships and their connections, because they're just so focused on staring at the garbage. So that's my little mindset bit for today. Okay. Should we wrap up? Yes. Okay. So if you don't feel like you have the right mindset, you feel like things are unnecessarily hard, you don't feel like you're growing, maybe you still are like, man, Jason, I still really just need tactics. Cool. We can help you with that. Come check us out over at DoorGrow. Let's have a conversation and see if we might be able to help you out and figure your situation out and see if we can help you grow. Set up a call with us. That won't hurt. It won't hurt anything. Like, set up a call with us and we will help you figure out if this would be a good fit for you or not. And we only want people in our program that this is something that's really going to benefit them. And it's going to be a good fit for you. So we're careful, and I know you want to be careful. And so let's have a conversation. Reach out to us. You can check us out at doorgrow.com. And if you're wanting to join our free online community, our Facebook group called the DoorGrow Club, which is just for property management entrepreneurs, not your team members, just entrepreneurs, the business owners, go to doorgrowclub.com and you can join through there. And that's it. Until next time, everybody, to our mutual growth. Bye, everyone.